Hey guys, I am BlackOpsAmazing. Welcome yourselves back to another zombies video. Now before I get into it, can I just quickly say thank you so much for everyone who has supported me over the past few days on my Gorod Krovi videos. Honestly, it feels amazing, so just thank you for that. But today, we're going to be talking about the fourth and final map for Black Ops 3 Zombies Revelations. So hopefully by now you have all seen the ending for Gorod Krovi. We know that Nikolai's 01 version gets killed, his soul as usual gets taken up inside of the summoning key, and then Dr. Richtofen calls out for Maxis. Maxis opens a portal in the sky. We don't exactly know where it's going to, maybe the ether, another universe, we don't know, but the souls get sucked outside of the summoning key and taken up through this portal to Maxis. But we know that Richtofen's soul doesn't leave. It is still from what we know inside of the summoning key. If you haven't checked it out, I will leave it in the description for you guys, first link. But that is the first important hint that we have as to what is going to be taking place in DLC4. And then the cutscene closes off, it says to be concluded, and then we get the name for DLC4, which is Revelations. It's nothing crazy like Duraz and Dracha's Etsuba no Shima Gorod Krovi. It's simply called Revelations, which actually means a surprising and previous unknown fact that is being disclosed to others. Or it could also mean the divine and supernatural disclosure to humans of something relating to human existence. So those two definitions are very important, and we'll get more into that in just a second. But you will see the font of Revelations itself is very similar, in fact identical to the font we saw in Origins. For the reveal trailer for Origins, the font you can see has this 115 meteor or rock look to it, which gives us an idea that these two zombies maps are going to be similar in some way, shape or form. But what exactly is going to be taking place in DLC4? What do we know so far about it? Since it's going to be taking place after the events of Gorod Krovi, a cutscene for Revelations may kick off right after this one cuts off. You may see Richtofen's reaction or what he's going to do to seeing his soul not getting taken by Maxis. Also at the end of the Gorod Krovi cutscene, we get an audio message from Dr. Monty, and he basically says to our characters that he is only talking to Nikolai, Dempsey and Takio right now. This is obviously because he doesn't want Richtofen to hear what he's about to say. He tells them that their mission is almost done and they are almost ready to come to the house. Over the past few years, Richtofen has been doing research to get you up to this point, but he is no longer needed. He is surplus to requirements. Richtofen has been in the house for ages. Anyway, I will see you all soon, Dr. Monty. That's a quick overview of what he tells us. So in that, Dr. Monty also gives us a good idea as to what we're going to be doing in DLC4. Combining this with all of the information we know so far, we can actually get a good idea of what Revelations is all about. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you do, remember to leave a like rating, as it's taken me a while to gather everything on this, but here we go. So I think it's pretty obvious by now that in DLC4, we are going to the house that these two children are in, Samantha and Eddie. Samantha, as we know, is the daughter of Dr. Maxis, but Eddie is Edward Richtofen himself in a child form. This whole plan from the very beginning has been about saving the children and making sure that they are safe in the house. It is about providing them a better future and protecting them. All throughout Shadows of Evil, The Giant, Duraz and Dracha's Etsuba no Shima, Gorod Krovi, even Origins, the characters have spoke about the children, about how they must be kept safe. You can see on Richtofen's note we found in Shadows of Evil, he said the children will be safe in the house, and we have the same house he's drawn on this image that we saw in the Infection multiplayer map. This is the house that we are going to in DLC4. But we got our first glimpse of this all the way back in 2013 over in Origins. At the ending cutscene, saw for the first time these two children, Samantha and Eddie, playing together in the house. At that time we all thought that this meant the zombie storyline was made up by these two children, but we know now that's not necessarily the case. At the end of this cutscene, Dr. Maxis calls the children down to the basement as an air raid siren goes off, and Samantha finishes by saying, "Don't worry, my dad says he has a plan." And even to this day, not everything in this cutscene has been explained. There are still some things that even I am confused about, which I'm sure is going to be explained in Revelations, but as you can see, these are the two children that we are going to in the house. Maybe you're wondering, well, why is Samantha and Eddie in their children forms in this house playing together? We know from a cipher in Duraz and Dracha that Eddie is a friend of Samantha. Dr. Maxis introduced them both. Samantha said he is nice, but Eddie doesn't like to share. We also know we are going to this ultimate place. It also seems like the events that have been taking place are leading up once again to this great battle, which was a fight that happened many millenniums of years ago between the Apothecans and the Keepers, our four premise characters. It seemed like once again in DLC4 that battle is going to to be taking place. And since we first uncovered their secrets, the Ancients were uncovered in Origins, it seems like in DLC4 Revelations, this great battle is going to be happening again. It's going to be up to our 4 characters, Richtofen, Nikolai, Takeo and Dempsey, to defeat them just like the premise did. From other ciphers we've had, the Formless one will be their downfall. Although they know the way, premise will fail. The Formless one, in my opinion, could be Dr. Maxis. We know so far we've never actually seen him, but it could also be our recently new introduced character, Dr. Monty. Whoever it is, this cipher is telling us that one of those characters is going to be the downfall of Richtofen, Nikolai, Takeo and Dempsey. It seems like in Revelations, Maxis and Monty right now seem like good characters, but in some way I believe they are going to betray us. Monty is already keeping a secret from Richtofen, and I feel that Richtofen is going to be killed by Maxis or Monty, but we know he has the blood to protect him. But it also feels like the other 3 characters are also going to be betrayed by Monty and Maxis. As for where Revelations is going to be taking place, we don't know. On Richtofen's note, we have had the locations of our zombies maps. We have the Giant, Drazendrache, Pompeii, and now Stalingrad. But what we don't have is DLC4. And the only reason I can think of as to why that is because Richtofen himself doesn't know. He doesn't know where exactly this house is, but he knows what Dr. Monty and Maxis are planning together. He knows what they are going to do. But going back to what I said, because of this, maybe the house is located in Argotha, in the ether, between 2 universes, in a void somewhere. We see on the Infection multiplayer map that the house is just floating about in nowhere. So when we go here, it's possible that it doesn't have a set of coordinates because it's not in a location on Earth. Whilst I really don't have much more information, it seems like a lot of things are gonna unravel. This is the last DLC, Treyarch's last chance to explain everything like they have said. Everything in our zombie storyline is going to be combined into DLC4 and everything will be explained. So they have a ton of information to put out in this map. We're probably going to meet and see Maxis for the first time, maybe even Monty. I fear that Monty at least is going to try and kill Richtofen, if not Richtofen, maybe even all 4 of the characters, and most probably use the summoning key to unleash and spawn in the ancient evil to recreate this great battle that happened those millenniums of years ago. However, some massive events are going to go down and it's looking very, very excited. I can only hope that this isn't the end of the zombie storyline. We do know Treyarch are carrying it on with their comic series, but I just hope that we will be getting more maps when Treyarch get their chance once again to create another Call of Duty. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched up this far, leave a comment saying bread. Yes, let's just freak everyone out in the comments. Comment bread, and I will appreciate everything. So thank you for watching. Leave a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest zombies news, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.